Victory Yachts calls this boat Unsinkable. This is their V300, 30 feet long, 9-foot beam, and we're going to jump inside, dissect the entire boat, and show you exactly why they say this thing is unsinkable. Let's go. So I wanted to start off this video answering two questions that I'm sure you're already asking yourself. One, why do I have this sweet Don Quixote mustache going on? The answer is I have no idea. And so number two is what makes the V300 unsinkable. So again, it's one thing to claim that the boat's unsinkable, it's another thing to prove it. So that's what we have here. Guillermo brought two pieces of fiberglass. This is one of the hatches fully infused with Divinycell foam inside, and this is a chunk out of the keel, I guess for a transducer cutout. And I will throw both of these in the water and you can see that they can float independently, which is one of the reasons why this thing won't sink. But why do these boats sink in these situations? Usually because of all the empty space underneath the deck, between the stringers and the bulkheads, there's usually a lot of dead airspace. So what these guys did is they put polyurethane inside each section of airspace and encapsulated it with fiberglass. So even if you were to cut this boat in pieces, it would float and none of that empty space would fill with water. That's one of the main things that sets this boat apart, and since you guys don't usually have a great attention span, I wanted to mention it early. So a pretty cool little exercise and a little extra that Victory Yachts puts in their boats to push them above the majority out there. Before we jump inside and do the walkthrough, I want to mention a couple things about the exterior of the hull. One thing I noticed is it doesn't have any lifting strakes similar to some of the big sport fish out there. 56-degree entry, 18.5-degree dead rise at the keel. Pretty good sized chines on both sides, but again, no lifting strakes. I don't know yet what the pros or cons of that is. We're going to run the boat here in a little while, but I did want to point that out to you. All right, so we jumped on board and I have Guillermo with me. He's the man from Victory Yachts. Shake my hand here, sir. Thank you very much for having us. We've been talking for quite some time about getting on this boat. There was a delay getting to the SoFlo boat show, so thankfully we made it happen. Thank you again for your time. So I want you to take us through, we've spoken about the unsinkable ability of the boat, which I think is something a lot of people really appreciate. But let's go through all the other details. What separates this boat from anything out there? I know this is like the cruising version. You guys got like a sport in between and a fishing version as well. Yes. So let us know what we're seeing here and maybe go through some of the differences they may see in a more fishing oriented style boat.
This boat is the model V300, 30 feet. With 9-feet beam. What is different is we have this stern platform here. We have a lot of space. We, as you saw, we don't have the port
side door.
On the side door. So we have this space here, which makes very easy to go in the marinas, to go to the dock, etc. And also it's a very nice place to stay with the family, with the kids, because you have the ladder there. And as we're gonna show, in this version is the right version, the family and adventure version. It's not a fishing one. Right. We can move this there, and we're going to show you ways to use it. I think it's a big boat constructed by 100% vacuum fusion process, really unsinkable. I think we deliver a lot of stuff for a very nice average price.
Very nice. Yeah, this platform here is great size. It's easy to walk from one way to another. We're beached here, but we were able to walk over and climb from the transom here very simply without even getting our shorts wet. You do have the storage compartments on both sides, and it's pretty interesting to have the bilge here down the center. So those compartments are great to throw, dock lines, flip-flops, fins, your mask, if you're diving, things of that nature that are going to be wet. And then your bilge is up out of the area, opening that space up. So it does feel big for a 30-footer, and I think this platform has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. And we have the hole, the running hole till here.
Oh, right.
It's not only extension. The running surface comes to here, as you can see outside. Right.
So some people add in a couple extra feet because they have a huge transom or bracket or whatever it may be.
Yeah,
this one runs that surface.
30 feet,
yeah, 30 feet of actual running surface, so that's cool. All right, show us this this seating. I know it has a few different options you can play with. Let's walk through those.
Yeah, I'm going to show the three most used one. Well, of course, this one, looking to the ball. Then you can put it over here.
A rear-facing option.
So you stay with the kids and stay with the guys in the water, and you enjoy. And then another one way that I like here, then you sit four. You have the table here, you just screw it here, and have the drinks. You can talk to the people here, have persons here looking at the stern or whatever. So 4 people sitting here in just one click. So it's a very nice configuration
you can lay
for
a
a family.
child down there with a towel and
You know,
catch
the
some
wine,
sun if you
stay
like.
here, get a wine or get whatever.
Yep. Yeah, this is great. The versatility of it is incredibly nice. So you mentioned this is a 9-foot beam, 150 gallons of fuel, correct?
Yes.
And about 2 miles per gallon, you'll get like 300 miles of range. So
Yes.
it is a relatively light boat, like you mentioned, with the infusion process. What is it, 4,000 pounds?
4,200 pounds.
Dry.
Dry.
Okay. You know, plus you add the liquids, the fuel, fresh water, things like that, and it is a 2-piece construction hull, but again, they fill those areas with foam. Do you actually add foam in between the open space of the hull sides, or
No?
It's all underneath the deck?
Yes.
So it's pretty cool. They do that. Some of these companies, the production companies, do add foam. They'll add it through speaker holes and things like that, and you really have no idea where it ends up. They actually do all their foam, which we're going to overlay some production video from the facility.
Yep.
Before they put the deck down. So it's very cool to see. We can't see it as of right now, but we are going to see it, and you guys are probably seeing it as we speak. So very cool process. And again, that's what makes it unsinkable, you know, for real. When a lot of people claim it, these guys, you know, really went the extra step and made the extra effort to make that happen.
Yes.
So what else are we looking at? Since the bilge is over in that transom,
Yes.
this ends up another storage space, correct?
Storage, yeah, you have in this area the insulated storage.
Insulated boxes.
Yeah, you can use for anything you want. If you want to fish, you can fish. You have
Yeah.
some fish capabilities.
Yeah, this may not be the fishing model.
No,
You're not
it's
going to
not.
fish tournaments with it. You know, if I'm running to Bimini on this thing and I see birds, I always have a few rods with me. You can definitely do some damage with this boat. Even with the seats in here, they really don't make that much of a difference. So having some fish box capability to throw some ice in there, throw some fish is great. And even this is an option to have this insulated,
Yeah,
if you want it?
yes.
Okay, so you can even insulate this one if you'd like as
Yes. Here, underneath here is the tank, completely isolated.
well. Okay.
We follow all the normatives, you know, all the USCG. Victory is a big member.
Okay.
Even a builder in Brazil, but it's a big member. So we have everything under the USCG, ABIC, and EPA rules.
Okay, so you have an access panel here that if you need to access that tank, you can get that, and you have a couple of pie eyes inside of the storage in there. You say you encapsulate the fuel tank as well with fiberglass?
Yes, it's encapsulated here. If you want to access the tank, you have to open here, or for maintenance, you're going to use here to check. Then you have to open here. Then you have access to the tank.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Then you have a great space of storage underneath the leaning post. Up above that, you have what's here, a little cooler.
Yes, sink cooler, pretty
Good
nice.
size cooler. Then some cup holders there as well. Can never have too many of those. Close those up and out of the way.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to set up some plates, fresh fruits, some drinks, this is a place you're going to do that as well. One thing that I wanted to point out, which was one of the first things that caught my attention when I saw this boat, was the stainless steel piping. So this is something that here in the US is rarely seen because it's so expensive. They have the ability in Brazil to be able to do this at a price where they can keep this boat still in an aggressive price point. But look at how nice this is. This is what they use in all the large yachts and things like that. You don't see, any welding points, any joints. It's all seamless and absolutely beautiful. And I guess you said you can paint this?
Yeah, of
if
course.
you want it.
Of course,
But I mean, you almost don't want to. This is
no.
It's like painting a Rolex. You don't want to do that.
That's right.
So it looks gorgeous and
Exactly.
a feature that they have on the Victory yachts. Good oversized hardtop. They have JBL speakers on this one, lights integrated into it, and then some of these that are, I guess, removable rod holders that you can add out here if you wanted as well. We made our way over to the helm area. They have Garmin electronics. You have 2 MFDs right here, but you could reconfigure this if you want to put dual 16s and put this vessel view underneath. This one has Humphrey tabs on it, which is very nice. Your ignition switches, your kill switch, your binnacle, Blue Sea switch panel, and you could also integrate that if you want digital switching on the boat as well, if you wanted to really clean this up. It's nice to have the redundancy, in my opinion. The digital switching is great, but it's good to have the backup there, God forbid something were to happen. Good sound system throughout, nice, clean, simple visor, and a little recessed piece here to throw your phone and things like that if you want to get them out of the way. They're not, getting hit by the wind. Then you have another little storage compartment here, USB chargers to be able to charge your phone. You can throw your wallet, your keys in there as well. And then you have your adjustable Helm seat, which this is how it's riding the whole way over here. Incredibly comfortable. You can fit 2 or 3 people here, no problem. Sit back and relax and enjoy a day out on the water. Down underneath your legs, you have your throwable, nicely recessed and easily accessible. Most people will have these things and they'll jam them into a hatch or in the console, or God forbid you were to need it. First of all, you probably can't find it and it's gonna take you 3 minutes to get to it. So it's good to have that there, completely out of the way. Here you have another access. You got your batteries underneath there and it's just additional storage. They have some of these here in case you have any sort of gas leak, safety stuff. And again, easily accessible with this hatch right underneath your legs at the helm. Now I want to pop into the console. It's nice that they put this piping here, so it's real easy just to grab on there, drop yourself in. And then this is a 30-footer, got a good amount of headroom. We have your anchor winch electric boxes right here, obviously your head, fire extinguisher underneath that. This panel right here basically covers your rigging, so if you want to pop this open, you can take a look at what's inside, very simple and easy. So whatever you need to fix in here, just take this thing off and you can make that happen. Close this thing up, you got a shower right here to my right. You got a sink, nice drop down to give you that little extra bit of headroom. Storage underneath where they have the life jackets, and then this is the area underneath the console seat. So they don't have a cooler here, but they open up a ton of storage. They have life jackets, safety equipment, all kind of extra backup trinkets that you may need down the road, and you close it up with this other, just hatch. So not a bad little space in here for a 30-footer at all. Working our way up to the bow, you can see they keep that 9-foot beam pretty well, 3/4 of the way up, so you have a great space. For forward seating, this is obviously removable. It'll be a sunbed when you want it, or just the individual forward seating if you're underway and you'd like some more space up there. This forward hatch has a ton of storage space. They have a bunch of fenders in here, a 17-gallon water tank with an access underneath my legs, and then you can throw all the stuff that you want to get off the deck in there. They have cup holders everywhere, which is nice, so if you're sitting in this forward seat, you have access to your drink right here. If you're sitting in one of these, you can pop up and you got a couple of cup holders right here. Great seating up here, access to your anchor, your windlass, and they also have a great shade that you can put over top of you if you want to get out of the sun, sit back, read a book, and just enjoy your time out here without getting completely roasted. To finish it off, the backrests of both the port and starboard forward seating is a cooler. So you have insulated cooler on this side, insulated cooler on this side, so it's a great spot just to load up with your drinks, load it with ice. It'll hold it there all day long, and you don't have to walk all the way back to grab a drink. We removed a bit of the upholstery to show you the storage space that you have both port and starboard underneath the forward seating. So that's great. Obviously you can pull this thing out of the way. We didn't do it right now, but this forward access is actually access to your anchor line and your chain. So if you need to work out any kinks, this is a quick and easy way to do it. Here are a couple of the materials that they use to build the V300. This right here is for the transom, espelio popa, that's how you say it. This is basically a coring that you use for the transom where the engines and where you need the most support. I mean, there's putting a lot of pressure. So instead of like a Kusa, or it's a form of Kusa, the Divinicil H100 goes there. This is for your stringers and bulkheads. So anything underneath there gets obviously layered with fiberglass. This is the Divinicil that goes in the infused hull bottom, so this gets encapsulated in fiberglass and squeezed together to form this. And this is another option. This is like the hand-laid traditional straight fiberglass, which you could tell is quite heavy. And one thing that we did here is actually do a little exercise that Guillermo showed me. So you can put pressure on this and actually bend it a little bit. You feel the flex. This, although lighter, has absolutely no flex to it. I mean, that can stand with both feet, and it is solid as a rock. So here's a question for you guys. Are you into the straight hand-laid fiberglass, or are you into the Divinicil foam coring with infusion process? We hear things on both sides, great things on both sides. I want to know what you guys think. So comment below, let us know, and we'll have a little bit of an interaction with you. But that's a little bit of what is in this boat, all high quality materials, and it shows, here through this walkthrough.
So we're idle. I just want to show you how you don't need to put a lot of power to make it happen to go to 20, 30 miles. So idle, let's just wait for this boat to it's crossing our
Yep.
our bow. We're clear to go here in the channel, so great.
So you go
we
nice
just
and easy.
go and whoop, smooth, and just go in one push. One push.
Those V300s have a lot of power.
And we're
That was
25
pretty
now.
nice.
25.
I was like,
30 miles.
no bow rise, barely at all.
32. As simple as that. I want you to try.
All right. So let's bring it back. What are we saying? We have it on single lever mode. For those of you that are not familiar with this, you can hit that lever here, so you get this second one out of the way, and both engines are controlled with a single lever. If you're not docking the boat, you're riding long distances, it's a great way to do it. You can play with your trim of your engines right here. I do it a ton. So what Guillermo says, you just go nice and easy. You can feel the low end torque. There's barely no bow rise, and I'm pretty much on plane already. So I mean, we got to 24 miles an hour, nothing flat.
Go for it. Go for it.
I want to push through it. Jason, hold on to that camera. So yeah, I mean, 300s is plenty of power. And again, there's no lifting strakes on the bottom of this boat. It's more like that Sportfish style, which was interesting. But where's the vessel view? No trim. Putting a little bit of trim. Something went flying. Yeah, we got a nice, little 1 to 2 foot chop, but it is quite smooth. So we're doing 40 miles an hour at 3,600 RPM. So that's really nice.
22 gallons.
22 gallons an hour?
Yeah, it's here.
Oh yeah, okay. 21, 22. So now I'm gonna go ahead and try a turn. I'm not gonna be going incredibly fast, but again, in this 2 foot chop, I wouldn't be doing a 30 mile an hour turn. Just wanna see what this thing will do. If we bang on this chop at all, if we get wet. I have no trim deployed at all. I just touched it now, we got 2%. So again, perfectly dry. And again, you're not making this turn unless you drop a hat or a kid over the side of the boat. But this thing handles it well. Again, here's my own chop running through this. And it's all pretty smooth. Again, this is a 4,200 pound boat dry. Very light due to the infusion, but you can tell it's solid. No banging, no noises, and very fuel efficient. A test we like to do from time to time is the single engine test. If you did have one of your outboards fail, could you get back to your destination? Can you get on plane? How long is it gonna take you? So since they did infuse this boat and it is pretty light, we wanted to test it. We got 21 pitch eco inertias on this thing. One engine up, starboard engine up. We're only on the port engine. Gonna go ahead and kick it in gear, pin it down, and let's see how long it takes us. We got 75% fuel of the 150 gallons, so we're not light. We got 3 adults on board. And here we go, we're already at 16, 17 miles an hour, creeping up on 18. We're on plane pretty much already. 20 miles an hour, and there you go. No problem at all. Getting up on plane and getting yourself back if you did have one engine fail. A lot of that is attributed to the infusion process, the weight they're able to save through the infusion. They keep the strength, but you're able to do things like that. So really nice if you're in a pinch to be able to get up on plane, get your family home safe with a single engine on a 30-foot center console. Another test we're gonna do is a 0 to 30. See how quick we get on there. So he is gonna have his stopwatch. This is the speedometer. Ready? Let's give it a go. All right. Tremendous torque. 12, 17, 22, 26, 30. There it is. 80 seconds. So, God, this thing, it feels like a drag racing car, man. This is crazy.
Correction because of the GPS, you get 1 second.
Yeah. No, I'm sure that's slightly off, but probably 7 seconds to get from 0 to 30. And I didn't even pin it all the way. I kind of went easy, like you said. probably can even speed up. But those V8 300s paired with this V300 is a very powerful package, and you can really feel the torque. I'm sure from 30 to 50, you know, you'll throw people off their seats if you're not careful. So really torquey, really powerful, and more than enough power than you need for this 30-foot center console. So there you have it. That's our full sea trial and walkthrough on the Victory Yachts USA V300. Built in Brazil. Again, they've been around for 17 years, done an excellent job over there breaking into the US market, trying to keep it small. They want to build 12 boats a year, provide excellent service, and they're at a great price point, being at around $230K for the package you're seeing here today. Check out their pages, check out their website, reach out if you want us to connect you. And again, my name is Alan at Center Consoles Only. We're going to jump off here in Fort Lauderdale, grab ourselves something to eat. Thank you guys for the support. We'll see you soon.